Hey, get inspired, Michiana. I'm Diane Bennett with Inspired Homes in both Michigan and Indiana, and you are watching Tuesday Tips. And today our guest on Tuesday Tips is Brian Turay with Sun Services Heating and Air Conditioning. Thanks, Brian, for being with us today. Really appreciate it. So we've got a question. I know that a lot of people think they should turn their heat down during the day or their air conditioner warmer during the day when they're gone, or even specifically when they go out of town for vacation. What does the professional say?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
In a nutshell, yeah, in a short answer. Some of the problems are different with air conditioning versus heat.
Okay.
With air conditioning, specifically, the air conditioner is only sized for most homes in our area to keep like about a 15 or 20 degree difference from what it is outside. So by the time it's 85 out and you turn it on, the AC's only designed to keep it cool in there when it's 95. So it's almost at the maximum they can do. And so if we are having these really hot days like we had a couple weeks ago, if you turn that down when you're gone during the day, or turn it up, let's say to 80 or 78, then all that humidity builds up in the home, and and it takes a lot to convert all that water vapor back to water and get it out of the air, because that's what makes it so uncomfortable, is that sticky, humid feeling.
Okay.
And it takes a tremendous amount of energy to change states from that water vapor back to a liquid. And if you set the AC up during the day and you expect to come home at 5 o'clock, turn it on, have it be cold in a half hour, it's generally not going to perform very well.
Okay.
So say for AC, especially the hotter it gets, the more you'd want to keep it at just a level, even temperature where you're comfortable, and just let it purr along, and keep the humidity down, everything else. Yep. And the same thing can happen if you're gone and you turn your AC off and it's 90 out like it has been. It might be 95 in the house, and now you can start growing stuff, with the humidity that high, and then you come in and open the door and it's dank, and so I would say a maximum temperature set up to is maybe 78, 79, and let it just pulse on a little bit, keep the humidity down, and not kill all your houseplants when you're gone.
Okay. Now, I know some people too have those automatic things that, like even their phone, and it changes it.
Yeah, and a lot of those are great. So we have had some issues with some where if they don't sense movement in a room, so let's say it's in the dining room and it's facing your china cabinet and it doesn't see movement, some of those, the algorithms in them will shut it off, and then you'll have the same issue. It's doing it automatically, but it's the same as turning it off when you go to work.
Okay. And
we've had customers that have had complaints with that, where they come home and it's like, well, this thing's, it was 77 when I got home and it ran for 4 hours before it got down to 72. And so that's just something to be mindful of with the new technology. Sometimes it has some limitations, depending on where that thermostat's located. Furnace is a little bit different story, because the furnace is designed to have a 70 degree difference from the outside. So if it's 0 outside, it's got enough muscle to get you, up to 70 degrees.
Okay.
So you can usually set that back much more aggressively when you're gone at work, set it down to 65 or something, and you can have it where it warms up before you get home, and usually it's got plenty of muscle to do that quickly.
Okay.
Don't do that when it's 0 outside, obviously.
Okay.
But during, when it's the 30s and 40s, you've got plenty of muscle in the furnace to do that. When you're gone on vacation, most manufacturers with high efficiency furnaces don't want you setting it lower than 55 in the house. Because there's some issues that can happen with condensation and some technical things, so that's usually a good benchmark for a low end if you're gone. But otherwise, turn it down. Save the gas bill.
Okay, awesome, great. Thanks for sharing, appreciate it. Hey, thanks for watching, you guys. If you've got other questions that you want to ask to Brian, message us here. We will get you in touch with Brian Turay and Sun Services. Or if you have other Tuesday Tips questions that you'd like to ask us about any subject, we want to answer those, because at Inspired, we're all about you. Thanks for watching.